Hi guys, today we're diving into a full preview of the big one this Sunday, the Northwest Derby. Honestly, I think this might be the first time in years that United actually have the advantage going into a Liverpool game. Let's see if we can finally make it count. So, first off, let's talk about what the United players have been up to during the international break. And the interesting part is, a lot of our players didn't even feature for their national teams, which means they've had plenty of rest. Let's break it down. Starting with the goalkeepers, Sané Lamens, Alte Bayender, and Tom Heaton. Now, Lamens and Bayender were both called up, Belgium and Turkey respectively, but neither of them actually played. They basically just did a bit of traveling and light training, no real minutes. So honestly, they are well rested and ready to go. Goalkeepers don't usually suffer much from travel anyway. No problem there. Now moving on to the defense. De Ligt didn't get caught up by the Netherlands, even though he's been in good form lately. Ronald Koeman just doesn't fancy him, I guess. And from England's side, Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw weren't caught up either. For me, that's actually great news for United, because I think our back three against Liverpool should be Maguire, De Ligt, and Shaw. All three are rested, experienced, and still first-team quality players. Shaw hasn't been great since the start of the season. I've been waiting for Lisandro Martinez to come back and replace him. But for now, those three should have the legs and the mentality ready for a massive match like this. As for Masraoui, he missed out through injury, but he's already back in training. Now, will he start against Liverpool? I doubt it. He's just come back, and this game is gonna be high intensity. So Amorim probably won't risk him too early. Maybe he's on the bench, but I'd be surprised if he starts. Alright, moving into midfield. We've got three players who didn't play at all during the break. Mason Mount, Manuel Ugarte, and Kobbie Mainoo. That's massive. I expect at least two of them to start on Sunday. The difference between those who play internationals and those who stay at Carrington is huge. No flights, no fatigue, just pure rest and training. So they've had a full 2 weeks to work on fitness and recovery. That's a real advantage. Up front, the only one who didn't play for his country was Joshua Zirkzee. He wasn't called up for the Netherlands, and we all know he's been frustrated about his lack of minutes and could be looking to move in January. If you haven't seen my previous video about Zirkzee and Mainoo potentially leaving, go check that out after this one. So, excluding the keepers, we've got 7 outfield players, all fresh and ready, plus Masraoui, who's just come back from injury. That's a big energy boost heading into this fixture. Now, talking about those who did play for their countries. Our captain, Bruno Fernandes, started both of Portugal's games, but he wasn't great. He even got subbed off around the 62-minute mark in the second match. That's rare for him, because usually Bruno plays every single minute for Portugal, but it looks like the national team staff are managing his minutes now. Probably smart. His teammate Diogo Dalot only played 62 minutes across 2 matches. I actually watched both Portugal games, and honestly, his first game was a disaster. He was at fault for a goal, lost his man several times, and then he got dropped for the second match, replaced by Semedo. If Portugal had a good young right back coming through, Dalot might already be out of the squad. He's lucky there is not much competition right now, because otherwise he'd be in real trouble. Meanwhile, Amad Diallo had a great international break, started and scored his second goal for his country, playing about 87 minutes. Cunha played as the number 9 again, but still didn't really impress. And the two players who will be the most tired are Sesko and Casemiro. Both played 180 minutes. No rest at all. Now, Sesko's young, so he should recover quickly. But Casemiro's older, and after flying all the way back from Japan, over 10 hours of travel, he's gonna be exhausted. That's a serious concern for Amorim when picking his team. Alright, let's talk a bit about Liverpool's recent form. Honestly, I say they've been pretty unpredictable this season, really up and down. It's hard to get a clear read on them. At the start of the season, they went big in the transfer market, bringing in players like Isak and Wirtz. They actually started really well and even topped the table early on. But when I watched them closely, I didn't really feel that sense of dominance. You know what I mean? They weren't fully controlling games or completely outplaying opponents. The only matches where I think they actually looked convincing were against Burnley and Bournemouth. In the other ones, like against Newcastle and Everton, it felt like 50-50 games. And now, in their last two Premier League matches, they've lost back-to-back against Crystal Palace and Chelsea. That really exposed their defensive issues, which I think have been there all season. This year, they've mostly played a 4-2-3-1 system, focusing more on possession from the back. But the problem is, the tempo has become a bit slow. You can see Wirtz and Salah sometimes occupying the same spaces. Their styles overlap quite a bit. It's made the attack less dynamic at times. And I know a lot of Liverpool fans don't like Trent Alexander-Arnold, especially for his defensive work, but honestly, without him, they're missing that creative outlet from the back. He used to ping those pinpoint long balls and switches that really stretch teams. Without Trent, Liverpool's build-up play looks flat. Their passing range from deep is much shorter. Guys like Conor Bradley or even Szoboszlai when he fills in at right back, they just can't replicate that. Right now, the only one in their backline who looks comfortable using the ball is Van Dijk. Their new signings, Kerkez and Frimpong, still haven't fully settled in either, and on top of that, they've got quite a few injury problems at the back. Konate, Alisson, and Leone are all confirmed to be out. Meanwhile, Endo and Gravenberch are both nursing minor knocks. It's still uncertain if they'll be fit in time, so I expect Liverpool to stick with that same 4-2-3-1 shape. Their backup keeper Mamardashvili will have to step in for Alisson. At fullback, probably Kerkez on the left, Szoboszlai on the right, and at centre-back, Joe Gomez partnering Van Dijk. In midfield, I'm expecting to see Curtis Jones, Mac Allister, and maybe Gravenberch if he's fit. And I've got to say Curtis Jones deserves a shout. He used to be a rotation player, but in the last couple of years, he's improved massively. He's become pretty complete good on the ball, presses well, and gets forward with confidence. He's been in great form lately and could definitely cause problems. On the wings, you have Gakpo on the left and Salah on the right. Now, Salah hasn't been at his absolute best this season. But, come on, he's still a world-class player. And, especially against United, this guy loves scoring against us. I'm sure he'll be desperate to grab a couple of goals and rebuild his confidence. He's still the biggest threat by far. Up front, I think Ekitike will start as the main striker, but I can see him coming off around the 60-minute mark for Isak, who tried to make an impact off the bench. So yeah, that's Liverpool right now, talented squad, but defensively shaky, some new players still finding their feet, and not as dominant as the scorelines might have suggested earlier this season. They are definitely dangerous, but there are cracks in that team we can exploit, especially if we stay organized and use our fitness advantage from the break. We've got to be realistic, Liverpool are still stronger overall, but if we can use our fitness advantage, if we stay disciplined, defend well, and hit them on the counter, we might just surprise them. Starting with Mount and Ugarte, then bringing on Mino later, could give us a huge edge in energy. So for this game, I think United need to stay fully focused on defending as a unit. We shouldn't stress too much about Liverpool having most of the ball, because, let's be honest, we don't have the quality right now to dominate possession against them. What we can do, though, is stay compact, keep our shape, and look to hit them hard on the counter. That's where players like Sesko and Belmo come in. We'll need them to be sharp, take their chances, and try to make something happen up top. we've got to make the most of set-piece situations too. Maybe Harry Maguire or Sesko can sneak one in from a corner. What I really want to see from United is fight, that never give up attitude. Even if we go a goal down, we are still in it. Liverpool's defense hasn't been that solid this season, so we'll always have a chance to score. And honestly, even if we end up losing the game, as long as we see the players giving everything, showing heart, fighting for the badge, fighting for the fans, I'll take that. Because right now, we've got to admit, we're not at Liverpool's level yet, but progress is what matters. Show improvement, show passion, show unity. That's what I want to see from this team. Of course, I'm not completely hopeless. There's still belief. If we can defend well and take our chances, maybe we can grab a point. And that could be massive for our confidence going into the next few games. So yeah, that's my full pre-match analysis for Manchester United versus Liverpool. I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown. And before you go, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below telling me what you expect from United in this game. I'll see you guys in the next one. Come on, United!